Hello, sports fans. This is the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker, your source for the sports betting industry 24/7. Sit back, relax, and listen as Mr. Bookmaker highlights what's happening right now in the world of sports. So, without further ado, here's your host, Art Eftekhari.
All right, sports fans. Welcome back to another edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Yes, I'm your host, Art Eftekhari. Glad you can join us. Before we continue, get to our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. Remember, I want you to take your love of sports to the next level, and that's why we have links to all the best European, Asian, and United States friendly bookmaker sites. Make sure to download our Bookmaker Guide. It is there to help you become a master at this online betting process. Now let's get things started off with our A to Z sports betting lingo. What is our concept for today? It is credit betting. Now, what is credit betting? It's using credit at a bookmaker to bet. Yes, being serious with you there. So check out the websites that we have available for you to browse through on our website. Like I said, bookmakerinfo.com. Get there as soon as you can. And before we kick things off, make sure you are visiting my blog. It's called the Mr. Bookmaker Football Blog or Soccer, depending on where you are from in the world. Check out my latest blogs. I got a good one about the Polish revival. The draw for the 2018 World Cup in Russia is rapidly approaching. We already know the 32 teams that have qualified to the tournament. We don't know the groups yet, but the bookies do have the odds already for which team is favored to go all the way and win the World Cup. So I have two new blogs you should check out. One of them is about Poland's national team. That's called the Polish Revival. According to online bookmaker Bet365, the odds are stacked up against Poland at 40-1. But I am picking them as a dark horse to win the tournament. I also wrote an article about the Swedish national team. As you all know, Sweden eliminated Italy 1-0 on an aggregate playoff to advance to the World Cup. So like I said, get to my blog as soon as you can. You'll learn some history about the World Cup. You're going to learn a lot about soccer. And you're also going to have the odds available from top bookmaker sites. So like I said, get to my blog as soon as you can. All right, moving on now. Let's see what's going on for the upcoming week of National Football League action. And this is one of the most favorite times of the year for NFL fans because there will be 3 games played on Thanksgiving Day, which is the 23rd of November, of course, a Thursday. Classic tradition for the NFL with games on Thanksgiving. Let's see what's going on that day. The Minnesota Vikings will be on the road against the Detroit Lions. Vikings favored by 3. As for the money line, -152 for the Vikings, +132 for the Detroit Lions. The Los Angeles Chargers will be visiting Dallas to face the Cowboys. Right now, the spread is not available, neither is the money line, so get to sportsbetting.ag as soon as you can. They should be available soon. As for the night game, the New York Giants on the road against the Washington Redskins. Redskins favored by 7.5. Not a big surprise there. As for the money line, +270 for the Giants, -325 for the Redskins. I expect the Redskins to win that. The Giants did win recently, actually just a few days ago, this past weekend, against the Kansas City Chiefs. So you never know what could happen on any day in the National Football League. And before we continue, make sure you check out our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. On our website, you have easy access to the Bookmaker 101 Basics. That includes steps on how to register, bet, and withdraw. Our Bookmaker Guide is available to download. Read through it at least 2 or 3 times. Remember, I want you to become an expert on this whole entire online sports betting process. And remember, we have betting strategies, tips. Don't forget about our A to Z sports betting lingo. Remember, you may not sound like an expert just yet, but keep on listening to the Bookmaker Podcast. Check out our website, and you'll be good to go. Continuing on now with Week 12 of the National Football League, let's check out the Sunday games. The Cleveland Browns will be on the road against the Cincinnati Bengals. This is the Battle of Ohio. The Browns are 0-10. They have yet to win. The Bengals, 4-6. As for the spread here, Bengals favored by 8. As for the money line, +320 for the Browns, -380 for the Bengals. Is it possible for the Browns to get their first win of the season? And how sweet would it be if they got it against the Cincinnati Bengals? The Bears will be on the road to face the Eagles. Eagles favored by 13.5. Money line not available yet. Dolphins on the road against the Patriots. Patriots heavily favored by 17, but the money line is not available yet. So like I said, get to sportsbetting.ag as soon as you can. Buffalo Bills on the road to face the Chiefs. Chiefs need to get back in gear and get things moving. Chiefs favored by 10. Moneyline shows positive 385 for the Bills, negative 460 for the Chiefs. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road against the Falcons. Falcons favored by 10. Moneyline shows negative 415 for the Falcons, positive 345 for the Buccaneers. The Panthers will be 4-point favorites on the road against the Jets. Not a surprise there. Moneyline shows negative 205 for the Panthers, positive 175 for the Jets. The Tennessee Titans will be facing the Colts in Indianapolis. Titans favored by 3.5. Could be a tough game. Moneyline shows negative 170 for the Titans, positive 150 for the Colts. The Seattle Seahawks will be on the road to face the San Francisco 49ers. Seahawks favored by 7. Moneyline shows positive 245 for the 49ers, negative 290 for the Seahawks. The New Orleans Saints will be facing the Los Angeles Rams in LA. Rams favored by 2.5. That's actually a toss-up in my opinion. Moneyline shows negative 145 for the Rams, positive 125 for the Saints. The Jacksonville Jaguars will be facing the Arizona Cardinals in the desert. Jaguars favored by 4.5. Moneyline shows negative 225 for the Jaguars, positive 195 for the Cardinals. Green Bay Packers at Pittsburgh Steelers for the Sunday night game. And the Steelers heavily favored by 14. Moneyline shows positive 725 for the Packers, negative 975 for the Steelers. Last but not least, the Monday night game, Houston Texans at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens favored by 7. Moneyline shows negative 315 for the Ravens, positive 265 for the Texans. So get to sportsbetting.ag, place your bets as soon as you can. I'm talking to all you hardcore National Football League fans. Get on it.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land.
Yes, everybody, an important date to mark on your calendar is Sunday, the 26th of November. The Grey Cup will be taking place. This is the final championship game for the CFL, the Canadian, so might as well just call it the Super Bowl for Canadian football. And who'll be playing? It'll be the Calgary Stampeders against the Toronto Argonauts. And for this game, I am on Bovada. The address is www.bovada.lv. This is a United States-friendly bookmaker site. Let's see what the bookies at Bovada are saying about this huge game. For the spread, Calgary Stampeders favored by 7. As for the money line, negative 310 for Calgary, positive 255 for Toronto. The stakes are really high in this game. The last time the Stampeders were winners of the Grey Cup was back in 2014 when they defeated the Hamilton Tiger Cats. What about the Toronto Argonauts? Last time they were winners of the Grey Cup was back in 2012 when they defeated the Calgary Stampeders 35-22. The Stampeders were actually in the Grey Cup 1 year ago, but they were defeated by the Ottawa Red Blacks 39-33. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of CFL history right there. But let's get back to some of the bets that you can place here at Bovada. The first prop here is a game prop. And this one is, which team will score first in the Grey Cup? If you choose the Stampeders, payout shows negative 165. If you choose the Toronto Argonauts, payout here shows positive 135. Now for some more prop bets, let's check out the quarterback prop bets. Let's talk total touchdown passes. If you choose Calgary Stampeders quarterback Bo Levi-Mitchell for total touchdown passes, whether you can choose the over or the under, this is set at 1.5. If you choose more than 1.5 touchdown passes, payout shows negative 145. If you choose under, payout shows positive 115. What about quarterback Ricky Ray of the Toronto Argonauts? Same thing, 1.5 for the over-under for total touchdown passes. If you choose the over, payout shows negative 105. If you choose the under, payout here shows negative 125. And as for the other prop bets, check them out as soon as you can. They range from total receiving yards to total receptions. This, of course, involving the wide receivers. Get to Bovada as soon as you can. Have some fun with this website. Make sure you place a wager and try to watch the Grey Cup Championship between the Calgary Stampeders and the Toronto Argonauts. All right, everybody, that is it for this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Really do appreciate the support. Make sure you get to our website. You know the address, bookmakerinfo.com. That's www.bookmaker-info.com. Remember, I want you to take your love of sports to the next level. Make sure you download our Bookmaker Guide. And also, don't forget to check out my blog. You can find it on our webpage. Scroll down, look for it. It'll say Mr. Bookmaker Football Blog or Soccer, depending on where you are in the world. Also, don't forget to check out our other sports blogs that are available for you. One of them is Patrick's American Sports Blog, and the other one is Dan's Cricket Blog. So show some love to Patrick and Dan. That's it, everybody, for this edition of the Bookmaker Podcast. Tune in next time. Have a good week.
This has been the Bookmaker Podcast with Art Eftekhari, a.k.a. Mr. Bookmaker. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already, please show some love by subscribing to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. Till next time, this is Mr. Bookmaker over and out.